So the season has drawn to a close, and it was weird. I wasn't real excited about this. Um, it was just okay. Like the episode was just okay. It didn't give me like finale tease or anything. Whatever. Let's talk about it. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 4, episode 18. This is the finale. Like I said, didn't knock me out, didn't scream finale for me. It was just okay. It was just okay. Nobody ever answered the door when they were out there playing this game with this pizza. They just left the pizza on the porch and they went on about their business. Nobody ever answered the door. I was like, okay, whatever. Next thing we see is Chris and Candiace actually having a talk. And it seems as though earlier on when they first talked about getting married and all of this, the kids' mother, the younger children, their mother wasn't with it. She wasn't with having her kids at the wedding or being part of the wedding or any of that. She was against it. But now things have changed and she's like on board with the kids being a part of the wedding and nuptials. So that was like, that's nice. That's really nice. Chris also decided he's going to send a letter to his older son to tell, just to kind of bare his soul and tell him, I want to be a part of your life. I want you to be a part of my life and my new wife, and all of this. So he's going to just like reach out and then wish for the best. I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, that's all you can do at this point. That's all you can do. And that's actually what you should do because you are the parents. So you have to take the bull by the horns and you need to ride it. So we'll see what happens with that. Karen and Ray were sitting down, child. And so now Ray's tax situation is done. It's done. He's come to whatever agreement that he's come to. And they were asking her, does Ray have a payment plan? Y'all know goddamn well he got a payment plan. She would lead us to believe that he had money, the type of money that he could just go pay it and be done with it. But if he had that type of money like that for real, it wouldn't have never been no issue. Okay? It would have never got like this. Whenever they did the first threatening letter, you'd fucking took care of it. So whatever, his ass that made an arrangement. So that's that. She wouldn't give any details though. But whatever, I'm glad they're out of whatever that was. You know what I mean? She's like, well, do I get an allowance to get girl? Sit your ass down. You ain't bought nothing no way. What, you gonna buy another bad wig? Sit your ass down, Karen. Oh, bitch. Anyway, Ashley is at her therapist. And the therapist basically told her, listen, bitch, this man don't want a baby with you. He don't want no goddamn baby. He don't want no baby. What you gonna do? He don't want it. It is what it is. Let's move on. And so she was saying to herself, well, this is the whole thing. I'm just going to get it together. And if he doesn't want to, this is her confessional. If he doesn't do everything by my 30th or 31st birthday, whatever, then whatever, child. And I'm looking at Michael. Michael looked bad. Michael looked old as Methuselah. I just looked at him. I said, he looked old and dried the fuck up. I was like, girl, I don't want to get away from him. He looks horrible. I was like, damn. So I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, that whole shebang is over. That's over. And I don't know what she's hanging on for. That shit's over. But I thought this was something that touched me. It was kind of weird when the therapist said it was strange to her that Ashley's first recourse with this whole situation, because it has to do with her and her husband, was about her mother and protecting and defending her mom. And you know what? I think that the dynamics with Ashley and her mom is all fucked up. And y'all know I done read her mother to hell and back. I'll be waiting on her again next Wednesday. That bitch ain't shit. And that's where it's strange, that her first recourse is to defend her mom. But I understand some of it because I am very much that way with my mother. My first reaction to pretty much everything I do is my mother. My mother is the first thing that actually comes into my mind. And I mean, that's generally over my children. My mother is she's my first concern. Even when, and I'm going to take y'all real deep here, when I was diagnosed with cancer, any of those doctors that are in the room can tell you that we had to stop this conversation and it wasn't about me. It was never about me. It wasn't. It was never about me. We talked about it. We talked about what could happen, what possibly may happen, and all of that. And everything was my mother. It was my mother. Because that was my mother is my first line. It is. I need to know what's going to go on with my mother. I need to make sure my mother's straight. Because if my mother's straight, then everything else that has to do with me, them kids included, is going to be straight. But I always have my mother at the helm of everything. But then my mother ain't the type of mother that Ashley's mother is. So it makes sense with me. It doesn't make as much sense with Ashley, but I can kind of understand her mind function, always wanting to protect your mother. But her mother's not. That bitch ain't half the mother that I got. Okay? That whore that she ain't got her no Miss Patty, honey. I'm telling you. She ain't got her one of them. So I don't, I understand and I don't understand at the same time. But yeah, that was kind of deep for me. But anyway, let's move on because it ain't about me. Let's move on. Candiace sat down with the family. They were getting ready. For her party because that was like the last thing was her engagement party. They're getting all made up and all this shit. And they were talking about Chris and the kids, and she was just telling, because stepdad didn't even know that Chris had the older child and all this. And they're talking about the baby's mama and this, that, and the other, and you could just see the discord and where it was so uncomfortable for Candiace's mother because it was like, I'm not in control, and she was sitting in such judgment of everything, and I was just looking at her like, girl, you must want me to cuss your fucking ass out. You really want me to cuss you out? Because she was just doing the absolute most. I said, oh, this bitch. And then she decided to make this joke, this bad, tasteless joke about, so when Candiace has a baby, then you're going to have 3 babies, mamas. Give me a high five. Give you a high five. I'll give you a high five. Get your goddamn ass out of here. I thought that was so in poor taste. So important. But then most of what she does is in poor taste. Absolutely. That mother is a motherfucker. She's something else. And I like Candiace, but girl, your mother, she's tasteless. She's so classy. Empty way. Let's go to the party. Go to the party. I thought it was so funny that damn Chris decided to give engraved napkins to all the women where he's like, I know, I brought y'all all together for our first event together and I let y'all down. So this time I made sure everybody had a napkin and he had them real pretty napkins with their names engraved. And I said, that was cute, tongue in cheek, and a little kick in the ass. It was cute. It was really, really cute. I said, okay. I like Chris. I really do like Chris. And I hope that Candiace doesn't fuck things up with Chris. Because I could see Chris getting tired of Candiace real quick, and I could see Candiace's mother getting on Chris's nerves. Especially when you start when they start to move his kids into it, some of that shit they be doing, I don't think that he'll go for. I don't think he'll be as quiet and as laid back if they start saying or doing things that affect his children with that shady, uh, somewhat bougie, supposed classy bullshit. I just don't see him really sitting in the pocket with that bullshit when his kids get involved. But we'll see. I hope she don't fuck up her relationship with her man with this bullshit. Anyway, Ashley, I wanted to punch in the face. Ashley, you bitch. You are a miserable whore. You're miserable. You're miserable. Michael don't want you. You know it. You know your life is actually falling apart, basically. Your life and what you have, your playhouse is toppling down. And for whatever reason, you got a hard on for Karen. And you bitch, you sat in that car, you and Michael, and you literally planned to go in there and fuck with Karen. Why? Who does that? And you went in there fucking with Karen and Karen cussed your ass out. Why is it necessary for Karen to have to cuss you out during somebody else's engagement party because you so fucking classy? She cussed her right the hell on out. Told her, girl, you are sad. You're sad and you're jealous of my life, bitch. And I believe it. I believe it. And then Michael went over there fucking with Ray. And I don't know what Ray had. Ray must have had some of that brown liquor. Because Ray was not here for it. Ray cussed Michael the fuck out and told him, get moving. Get the fuck on away from me with that bullshit. I said, right, Ray. Ray wasn't here for that shit at all. At all. I said, okay. So here, that was that. That was that. And then there was this whole little thing where Ray said something to Karen about it. And Karen made the last comment that it didn't surprise her that Michael said something tasteless to Ray because Ashley was being distasteful to her. And she said the thing is that they're both cut from the same cloth, honey. Moldy and mildewed. I said, oh, just rude, honey, rude. And then Robin and Giselle had actually asked about the pizza, and Karen paid them dust. I don't know about no pizza, child. Now, I think part of that is that they really don't live in that house. They don't live in that house, child. But, child, she paid them dust. Like, I know y'all did some bullshit, but y'all not going to get me on camera, honey. Y'all not going to get me. She paid it dust. I said, boy, I can't wait. So I'm waiting on waiting on this whole reunion. I think the reunions will be better. But this wasn't a great finale episode. Not at all. I mean, the little stuff at the party was kind of funny, but as far as a finale, no, not really. It was just okay. But I think they're going to pick up for it next week, starting on that reunion. I think the reunion is going to give us what we're looking for. I think there's going to be some good shit talking going down at that reunion. And I didn't talk a lot about the birthday party. Robin had a birthday party for one of her boys, and Juan's dad was there. Okay. Anyway, on to the reunion. I'll see y'all next week. Later.